everyone. Excuse the look. I'm going to be getting ready, as it says in the title. And I'm not doing this publicly live because I really just wanted to get through a few things and make a few statements on it. Like, it's not going to be very long. But I figured this is a good time to do it. And of course I start this and I can hear someone coming home right this second. This is so annoying. So annoying. If I didn't stream, it would be another 2 hours before someone pulled in the driveway. But the second I hit go live, whoop, there they are, like fucking slut magic. Anyway, no, I'm not calling them a slut. It's an inside joke. Anyway, so yeah, it's going to be a short live while I just give my thoughts and opinions on a few things I really want to get out of me, and then I have some shit to do today. So I'm pausing a second here because I'm gonna have to mute this. Because I'm going to have to talk to someone because they're home. Okay, so there's going to be, I'm going to stream from two things here. The first thing is something I just heard as I was setting up the live stream. Like, this is some bullshit here. Where did it start at? 41. I don't know, whatever. Just back it up here a little bit. There we go. Okay. Oh, this is from a recent live by Nonsense on her okay, so it appears to be that she's really truly following in Katie Joy's footsteps there. So she's using her original main channel for like things that she deems to be important to talk about, which some things are important. I give her that. I'm not about to get any of my information from her if I want it to be factual. That's my hang up, I guess. Well, she then puts all of her personal vendetta shit on her now secondary channel. Like, that's very much what Katie Joy tried to do. So her secondary channel here is all of the nonsense. Nonsense. I mean, oh my God, I can't with this shit. I can't. Anyway, so here's where this one is. It's Friday night BS session, unwinding from a wild week.
Their channels are called EKC People Suck and Steve, blah, 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 whatever. Both of these channels, along with many others, report on Katie and her behavior. A package was mailed to EKC's home with a threat inside. A pizza mailed to Steve's home with an emailed threat to go with it.
I tried to get
Due to them
to deliver email, and they wouldn't.
Come on,
they won't send you a pizza in the email?
No.
Due to them being uncertain of my real identity at the time, they just continued emailing me threats until I finally traced the emails and threatened a TRO against blank. The next day, blank submitted a false TRO on me for harassment and stalking in her city and state in the county she resides in. They were posting her ID.
Yes,
y'all. They have her ID, her legit ID. Right, B-Fergs? I know.
This is what drives me crazy. And I think Nonsense does this on purpose because she knows it's going to drive people crazy, especially us, because she knows that we are people who really pride and take very much importance in the truth, both telling and hearing. So I think she purposely goes out of her way to tell such bullshit, to try to like gaslight us. Okay. None of us posted anyone's ID. None of us. And you know what, Nonsense? Show the proof, man. Show the proof. I get it. You know, showing the proof might be redoxing someone. So redact it. Redact the image of her ID even. I don't even care. You don't have to show any of that image. Just show the rest of the post where it states that it is us doing the post, and the post contains the ID. Show this. Fucking show this. Stop it. No. Sorry. If you can't show this, provide a link. Send it to me personally. I don't care. Show this. Because I'm telling you right now, ain't none of us fucking posted that. We're not that stupid, first of all. We don't care, second of all. Okay? I don't know what to tell you. Why do you want that to be true so bad? Why can't you find like any like legitimate shit things we've done and hold us to task for that? Why is it you got to make shit up, huh? This is why people can't stand creators like you, okay? Because you are so fucking petty that you can't tell the truth. You got to go and search and create lies because your own pettiness can't be satisfied by anything we've actually done. We all see it, man. Show the fucking proof. If you're going to sit here and you're going to put my name through the mud like this, and you're going to put these kinds of claims on me and accusations hurled at me, then I deserve to fucking see the proof. And you deserve it to your fucking viewers to show it. Show it. Because I'll tell you right now, I know you can't. I know you can't. And if you can't, then fine. Then just say, I can't because I haven't seen it. Then go on and keep making that claim. I don't give a shit. Because it's you stating the shit as fact with nothing to back it up is what's pissing me off. If you want to state it and then be sure to add to that statement how you can't back it up, I'm fine with that. Yo, have at it. Go for it. But you're sitting here talking like you know for a fact that this shit happened. And I know you don't. Because it didn't fucking happen. Show your viewers enough fucking respect. And state that, man. Just state it. If not, well, then you keep fucking showing your true colors, man. Like, because I can't think of much worse than I'll be honest. Like, I don't know. Just there's been a lot of times I've wanted to come online and just even shit that I really, really strongly felt in my gut were true. I wanted to just come out and say it, but I had nothing to back it up. So I didn't. Because I respect myself. I respect my channel. I respect those who are taking time out of their fucking day to watch me, to give me that attention, to give me those view numbers, to help create and add to my AdSense. I respect them enough to not fucking do that. Moving on. Anyways, this isn't even the stream. I don't even care about the rest of it. So I'm going to go ahead and stop sharing screen now. What I'm going to be commenting from is a stream that she did, I don't know, the other night. I know Vada commented on, or Vada reacted to it too. I haven't watched all of Vada's though yet. Wait a minute. I gotta fix this light because it's just blinding me. I can't keep I'm using the ring light with the camera, and it's every time I look in the camera, which I like to try to do, it just blinds the shit out of me. Then every time I look away, I'll see this big brown light. So let me use this ring light. There, that's better. Okay. Oh my God. It's bad. Like my eyesight's getting really bad as I get older. It sucks. All right, so here we go. Why do I have this? I don't want this on default view. Yes, there we go. I want to see the chat on the side. Forward in some. All right. I'm just going to let it play. I don't know if I'm going to keep, I might keep her on the screen. I don't know. I really want to. Okay. Do this. There, at least she's not on the screen much, I guess. Is there another layout I can use though? What's this? I don't know about that one. I don't know how I feel about that one. What do y'all think? No, I don't like it. All right.
That's good enough for today.
I'm going to be skipping.
Enough for
I'm going to be skipping through parts of this too here and there because I really I get to a point where I got to move on from whatever it is she's talking about because it's just not going to be healthy for me to do otherwise.
today. All right.
Hey, Rockabit. Hey, just a YouTuber. Okay, all the drama lovers in here in the bushes hanging out. Because I'm going to say this one time and one time only. We're going to have this discussion once and once.
I love it when she says it. I'm just going to say this one time. This is going to be the only time I talk about it. Meanwhile, you tune in like fucking 3 days later. She's still on the fucking same shit. Like, okay, whatever. Like, that's the clearest and most direct way to know that she's going to talk about something over and over again is when you catch her say, it's going to be the only time I talk about it.
For all. Because.
Oh.
Hey, Hope, Psycho. Good morning. Okay. That's enough of this facial stuff. Oh, that's amazing though. Hey. When they don't come, because then you get all the leftover candy.
I'm going to be turning my camera off for a brief moment though, because I'm going to start filling in my eyebrows, and I'm not very good at doing that, and I don't feel like having people like do mocking. Well, actually, no, nobody ever makes videos about me, so there won't be any mocking videos, but there will definitely be some mocking. And plus, if you want to learn how to do eyebrows, I don't want to run the risk of showing you the exact wrong way to do it. So, at least that's what I'm going to say is why I'm turning it off. But I'll be back on in just a minute.
All right, we're just going to be very casual. Okay, so most of you are aware that Vada got doxxed by Katie Joy over the weekend. It all started happening on Instagram. For those of you that are not aware, that took place on Instagram. There's a few things here. First of all, I need to say, like, there's a big part of me that no, I don't give a shit. I don't. And the reason I'm opening with that is because I'm not expecting you guys to give a shit either, or
No, of course not.
Feel some sort of way. You're entitled to your feelings on this situation, but please hear me out. Please understand where I'm coming from in this situation, and please refer back to some of the things that we've dealt with in the past, such as Michelle. I see a very dangerous situation on the horizon. I don't mess with any of those groups on the pro KJ side or on the anti side. I cannot even understand or fathom how people's hate has driven them for 5 years. And I'm not talking just one person. It is multiple. Their hate guides them from every perspective. And the biggest thing for me is
see, I'm not even going to really
see
comment to that much because
reaching out in support of Vada because they're her friends, right? Like,
because it's not hate that fuels me. At least, well, it's not hate of Katie. It's not a hate of any person that fuels me. It's hate of just bullshit behavior. It's hate of manipulation. It's hate of exploitation. I'll say that I really do fucking hate that shit. And I feel better. It's cathartic for me to speak out on that shit when I see that shit. So that's what I do. It has something to do with Katie. This is why I had no problem jumping from Katie to talking about nonsense, because it was my hate of their fucking behavior that kept me going, that kept me interested, that kept me tuning in to speak on it. So yeah, get it right, I guess. I would not. I don't really care. I mean, it's nonsense. Who's really fucking listening to nonsense?
People that would have her best interest at heart. But instead of seeing that, I'm seeing all of the people that she claims are her friends helping her double down, triple down on lies. Now, for somebody that claims to have such a computer science background and knows so much about computers, Vada, I'm addressing you specifically here. You're really naive and ignorant and borderline.
Okay. I have a few things to say to that right there. First of all, who said that she has this degree or whatever in computer science? I mean, last I knew, she does it, or she didn't. I mean, not to say she doesn't know some of your shit. She does, but I mean, nonsense. It seems is trying to make it sound like she's got some schooling and shit on it. Like this is her area of expertise or whatever. I'm sorry, no offense, Vada. She's not someone who I would call an expert in this field. I mean, neither am I. Neither are any of us. Like, I mean, I'm just saying that I'm not sure. The impression that nonsense is trying to paint here is just false, I think. I mean, I think Vada has learned the things she's learned, much like myself, just by taking an interest and actively seeking out the knowledge on the internet. And it's real easy. Anyone can find how to do pretty much anything here. You just have to take the time. You have to learn how to do it, you know? That doesn't make anyone an expert, though. So I'm kind of curious where nonsense is going with this. Like, why is she trying to paint the fundamentals of this situation falsely? I mean, because if your foundation is false, then really the entire argument collapses in on itself, right?
Worries me. It actually really worries me because it takes a whole 2 minutes to verify this information. It takes a whole 2 minutes to realize that your face is all over the internet, tagged in photos you probably don't even know are out there.
Ooh, what the hell is that supposed to mean? Your face is already out there in photos you probably don't even know are out there. What are you trying to, that sounds to me like you're saying that Vada has had her image taken without her consent and then put up on the internet without her consent, and that she should care about what these images are, not just because she did not give her consent, but because she did not give her consent to these photos. What are you trying to insinuate there, huh? I wonder, is somebody busy putting together some fake images, like with AI to put out there and try to put the blame on other people? Is that what we're doing here? Because you talk about some big storm coming. Why would we care about a storm that you guys are all fucking creating yourselves? Why would we care?
I have no intent of going real life on her or dropping the photos of comparison. But
I have no intent to do it. Meaning, at this moment, I have no plans in which to do that. But you notice there was a but.
Continual lies, and she is being egged on by the people she calls friends to continue these lies because they are just guided by their hatred and they don't give a shit about the reality of what they're walking her into. She came out the other night swinging hard, going after freaking Katie and Katie's story that she told about her own personal information. Vada, you're an evil person, and I will never forget.
Let me tell you something there, sweetheart. I didn't care if Vada went out and talked about that, or really, I don't care anymore. I did give Vada my opinion on the matter. My opinion was, I don't think it's a good idea because if for no other reason, you're going to make a victim out of Katie, and she loves that. So for that reason alone, I would not do that. However, Vada is her own person. And who might even say I'm right? I mean, I swear half the time, everyone wants to tell me how wrong I am about shit, and then someone else does the shit and they end up being right about it, So what the fuck do I know? I'm not here to tell people how to handle or how to run their channel. That's not why I'm here. That's not my job. I don't have a job on YouTube. I'm here by choice. This is my recreation. It's not a job. It's the dumbest shit I ever heard of when people call it a job. So, and I am of the belief that that's why all of us are here, including Vada. So I gave her my opinion. That's what I feel like that's my duty to her as a friend, is to give my opinion on what I think and why. And after that, it's her choice. Ball's in her court. So maybe we just respect Vada enough to not talk to her as though she's some helpless child like you are doing throughout this live stream. Because this is some of the most condescending shit I swear I've ever fucking heard.
Get that, and I will never not say that. However, I don't even think you would stoop that low. The low that you stooped to after sharing your private, intimate stories yourself was a low that I'd never expected out of you. You said last night in your video that you don't even have a problem with Katie. You don't have an issue with Katie. Then whose fight are you fighting? Because it's obviously not yours. And you're walking into a complete and utter
really? Who says she's fighting a fight, period? Seriously, think about it. I mean, who says that this is why does it have to be some fight? Why do we all have to be here on YouTube to use our channels for some fucking righteous fight or something? Why can't we just be here to do whatever the fuck we want with our channel? Well, within reason, but to talk about the things we want to talk about, to put out the information or the stories we want to talk about, to whatever. Like, we're not here to fulfill some sort of sense of right and wrong you have within yourself. Hey man, if you want to use your channel for that, then go, you by all means go for it. You have that right. But just because you're holding yourself to some ridiculous standard doesn't mean we all have to fucking follow suit. You ain't us. Your standards ain't us. Why didn't it play?
Wreck. Because again, I'm going to say it again. It is 5 minutes to vet. Anybody that has any type of little bit of common sense can vet that information is you and pull a 500 photos that prove that you don't have.
It's funny you say that because we have tried to vet that. We can't find anything that connects both Vada's name, the crime, and that image all in one place. Like they're all like the image is from a different person in a different state. The name is in a separate or another state with a different crime. You know what I mean? Like there's these three elements are not all matching up anywhere. In fact, it's even hard to get two of the three that match up. So I mean, I don't know what to tell you.
Didn't have pink hair for 10 years. I don't care about your background. I don't care about what you've done in your past. People change. I don't give a shit. What I care about is the current situation. And I shouldn't even care about the fact that you're getting drug all over and this is going to open up Pandora's box. But my problem is you're not able to handle this, in my opinion. You're not going to be able to handle the backlash because the moment that they start doing what you've done, you and your friends done to you, to debunk every lie that you've told, which has been extensive, but I can do it with my eyes closed in 2 minutes with factual proof.
Can you just not do a fucking run-on sentence for once in your life? Like, I don't even know where you're at this point in this thought process. You started off one place and now you're fucking elaborating on like one aspect of another aspect of that one thing. Like, anyway.
I won't, but I could. I'm not a low down snake like that.
But I don't even know what you're saying you could.
But they don't give a fuck about you, Vada. They are using you as their last hurrah to try and take Katie down. That's all they care about. They don't care.
Bitch, okay. For the sake of argument, let's say you're right and we all want to just fucking take Katie down. What makes you think this is our last hurrah? Who says it's our last hurrah? Who says it's a hurrah even? What are you talking about? Because according to you, this is all we've done for 5 years now is to exist on social media to try to ruin this woman. Why would you think this would be our last chance? That's insane. But I digress. All of that's moot because that's not why we're here.
About you. They don't care about the fact that you are going to walk into the same situation as Nat, the same situation as Erica. Oh, look, Erica got an RO too. And then guess what? You all did live saying how crazy she was, but they were singing her praises at one point in time too.
No. Okay, again. Oh my God. This is why people think you're behind everything. That you're the one like fueling this shit because you are okay. Your story that you just said right there, that we were the ones calling her crazy, whatever. But before that, we were the ones singing her praises or whatever, buying her shit. No, nobody ever bought her shit. Nobody ever sang her praises. Nobody ever. Where's that played again? Nobody ever did her anything in regards to her in RO. Like she sent us an RO, or I don't even know if she sent it to me. I think she just sent it to Steve, and Steve shared it with me. And Steve and I talked about it. Steve said, it looks like it could be real, but I can't find anything filed with the court to substantiate its existence. Therefore, I can't get behind it. That's what was said. That's all that was said about it. And no one even talked about no one cared, really. Because nobody knew who the fuck she was, why she was here, where she came from, or what it was about. So we're not gonna get invested in that, So I feel like this is the storyline you wanted to happen. Was that we all had this RO thing just drop in our laps, and then we all ran with it, and we all hyped up its validity, and we all sold it as fact or whatever. So we could then have Erica reveal herself to be the crazy person she was allegedly, and then have all of us standing there with egg on our face. See, like none of that fucking happened. Not even like the first step of that never even happened. But you're here telling the story as if the entire fucking thing happened. That tells me that that's what you wanted to happen. And the fact that it didn't, you don't want to deal with that. You just want what you want. So you're running with it. This is why people think you're behind shit.
are you going to handle with the backlash when they turn on you? How? Because the sad thing about it is I see a very immature young lady who's been through a lot of hell in her life, who is seeking acceptance. You don't have to try that hard to find your people, Vada. Really, you do not. And we've seen how you deal with lies. We've seen how when you...
Are you okay? Are you willing to take her in? Is that what you're saying? I know it's not, because you say time and again how you can never, nope, she's done, she's written off. But here you are trying to get her to write other people off. Like, why do you want Vada alone so bad? Why are you so fucking miserable that you just want to see everyone left alone by people that they care about and care about them? I mean, I don't know if this is like you reverting back to your high school days or something. I don't know. I only say that because you are always talking about high school and you paint a very, very colorful image. And by colorful, I mean just detailed image of what your experience was in high school. And I'm sorry that that was your experience. It didn't have to be, though.
You got called out for the art stuff. You went crazy and attempted to dox for toast. But now you can't understand how it's coming back, and you're doubling and tripling down into situations that I could blow huge ass holes in.
Do it then. Blow a hole. Just one hole. Hell, it doesn't even have to be a huge hole. Blow a divot. Just blow a divot into something. Can you do that? Rather than saying, I could do this. I could do all kinds of damage to you. I could do this. I could just take off and fly right now if I really wanted to, but I don't want to give you the satisfaction. That's you nonsense. That's you.
I'm not the only one, and it's happening. These people will contact your family, which I've heard that the antis love to do. Well, shocker. I'm not shocked by that. If you ever hear...
Okay. You don't have to follow up facetiousness with actuality. People can sense your sarcasm. You don't need to clarify that. You don't have to say, oh, big shocker there. I'm not shocked, really. No shit. We kind of got that. That's the message you were conveying when you said, oh, big shocker there. We get that.
You hate me so bad. It is so irrational. I have never done a single thing to you. You were not even a part of the story with Marvon and any of those guys. And I'm not even going to go there. But your absolute obsessive, compulsive issues and your hatred is not directed at the right people.
Oh, were you just saying a minute ago how we were just using her, trying to get her to go at Katie or whatever for our big last hurrah? What are you doing right there, boo? You're saying her hatred is not directed at the right people, so you're trying to weaponize Vada's hatred against those who you want to see it directed at. Sounds to me like Doc the lady protests too much from before. Yeah.
You should be concerned about your family.
Oh.
Take it from somebody who's been in your shoes with the crew.
That sounds like a threat to Vada's family. You should be concerned about your family. Wow. I'm curious. When have we ever said that? I know I never said that. I never said shit like that about anyone. Not even Katie. That's some fucked up shit.
That you are associated with until they're done with you.
It's not working.
When they're done with you, guess who's going to be the ones that are picking apart your story and pulling all the holes? They will. All because of their hatred of Katie, which you said you don't even have. You don't have this hatred. So why are you dying on this sword when you don't even have that hatred?
You want to talk about hatred? Yo, you're here talking about Vada, coming at Vada because of how much you fucking hate Molly. Think about that. Like, that's crazy.
You're seeking a group of people to accept you. You cannot handle, and I'm going to say this blatantly, you cannot handle the blowback from what's going to happen.
Oh, what's
you're
going to happen?
Actively walking yourself into it.
What's going to happen? What blowback? Let me tell you something. This is the biggest fucking crack of shit I ever heard, first of all. This is the internet. This is YouTube. Okay? Whatever it is that Nonsense and her friends got planned, it's going to be virtual shit. All right? If it ever gets to a point where I can't handle it, and there's been a few times here already where I've contemplated this, not because I couldn't handle it, but because I really didn't want to deal with it. But I sat there and thought about it. Well, I can just walk away. I can just just walk away from the channel, walk away from the whole community if I want, just post here and there, but move on to my other interest, maybe, you know, or just move on to something else, anything else. Because that's the beauty of the internet. It's our place to escape. So when our place to escape requires us escaping, we just change it. It's not a big deal. I mean, there are some people here in the community I will absolutely remain friends with, and I will keep those relationships going, because even though the majority of the things we have in common are things that are of content on my channel, it's still them as a person, though, that I choose to speak with them, and I still like them. So I will still remain in contact with certain people, but they will be like any other normal relationship. They will be done behind the scenes through DMs, on the phone, whatever. So that'd be the only thing I'd be sad about, like, quote unquote, walking away from. And I don't even have to do that. So nothing here will ever get too big to handle, and we're stuck facing and dealing with it. We can just move on, boo. You know, I don't understand that, but I'm kind of curious what it is you think is going to be too big for us to handle.
This is my final cry out to you to please wake the
Her final cry out, translation. There will be another one next week, and probably once a week for at least a couple months to go.
fuck up. Get in front of this. Be honest with yourself for once. Redeem yourself, because these people aren't your friends and they're not going to be there in the end of it.
What are you, God? Who the fuck says any of us need redemption? And redemption from whom? You? Who the fuck do you think you are? Redeem ourselves. Oh my God. Yo, that's the most narcissistic shit I ever heard. Holy shit.
Their goal is to take Katie down at any cost. And you're going to be the one that is paying the price.
Why is that? Why is that? Think about that. She's going to, okay, so the only way this sentence makes sense to me is if Vada succeeded in taking Katie down and did so at our urging. Then because that's obviously what we're all doing to allegedly try to take Katie down. No one's had to pay any price yet. So we continue doing the things we're doing without getting anywhere. Then there will be no price to pay, right? The only way that changes is if we affect some change, is if we affect something. What's that going to look like? That's going to look like succeeding in our attempts at taking down Katie. So, and if Vada's going to be the one to be the recipient of all of that shit, then that would mean Vada would have to be the one to affect that change. That would mean Vada would be the one to succeed at taking Katie down. What kind of shit do you think she's going to get for that? Because even Katie's most like loyal subscribers, followers, whatever, they'll just move on to another content creator. 6 months from now, they won't even fucking remember Katie's name. Think about that. What kind of shit would anyone have to get if that's what they succeeded in doing? See, I don't want to see that happen. I don't want to see any one of us run any one of us off any platform. Because if we give that power and control to any one of us, then we give that power and control to all of us. And that means all of us will then be using our own morality, our own value system to determine who's worthy of being here and who's not. That never leads anywhere good. Never. I'm emphatically against that, because I know what I've been like in my most maddest of moments. I would have burnt down some of the best fucking channels out there just because I was mad. I don't deserve that power. I have no right to that power. Neither do you or anyone else. This is why we have things like terms of service set forth by the platforms in place to make these determinations, because it is free of emotion, it's free of passion. What is that stupid line, or not stupid? It's not stupid, but that line from Legally Blonde. Law is reason free of passion, or something like that. That's what you need. That's what you need for a civilized society. Is you need a law and order system set up that's based on reason and not on passion. So, but I find that very telling, though, and very funny that statement alone is the only logical conclusion I can think of to take away from that, is that you think Vada is going to succeed in taking down Katie. Interesting.
You have done a lot, said a lot, and these people have cheered you on. These people, if they had any type of brain or common sense, would absolutely tell you, stop, you're lying. It's easy to prove these lies.
Then prove them. Prove them. Don't just don't. God damn it, nonsense. Give your viewers a modicum of fucking respect here. Don't just sit up there on your channel and be like, "Oh, these things are so easy to prove." Then do it. Give them that respect. Give them that entertainment. You don't think they want to see our quote unquote lies blown out of the water? Hell, just a little divot, like I said earlier. Just do it. Why you got to talk like you're some big deal or whatever and never back it up? Why? Don't you respect yourself enough? I mean, don't you have enough confidence in yourself to know that what you're capable of, you are really capable of, and therefore you can deliver the goods? Then do it, man. Just do it.
Seen live after live of them doubling and tripling down. That's not you. Bullshit, it's not. I've got side-by-sides of her that I can prove for fucking years.
Just do it for 5 minutes. Can you do that? 5 minutes of content.
Because I told you once, I will never put it out here. But if you continue to mess with me the way you have, I will absolutely know everything about you. And I do.
Then do it. Do it. What the fuck? I love, though, how you're saying you're perfectly fine with doxing, though, in that statement. Because basically what you're saying is, I don't agree with doxing, and I don't want to be guilty of doxing. I don't want to be pushed to the point of doing it, but I can be pushed to the point of doing it. In other words, you're saying that it's not the behavior you have an issue with. It's the circumstances in which the behavior is enacted that you have an issue with, because you feel like everything is excusable under certain conditions. Is what you're saying. And now I'm not saying you're wrong. I don't know. I think everything varies or whatever. But when it comes to doxing, though, I mean, I can't think of any situation or scenario where it justifies someone putting out information. And by that, I don't mean someone's name. I think someone's name, I don't really consider that doxing, especially if there are, and the same goes for Vada, same goes for everyone. And I understand people won't agree with me, and that's fine. They don't have to. But as based on my experiences, my input that I've taken away, the input I've taken away from things I've seen, I am of the belief that if you are going to be on a public platform, being some sort of figure which accumulates subscribers, followers, people's attention, and you are in their ear, and you are discussing the character of other people, then I feel like you have to expect that your name, your own character, will be taken into account. People, I feel like that's almost deserved in a sense. So, but short of the name, fuck off. Nobody needs to know anything ever. But I find it interesting that you find certain scenarios in which that's not the case.
But it's not my place, and I don't have hatred like you do. I don't want you to experience the things that I've experienced. I don't want you to experience the things that my kids have experienced. Your family to experience that. And Vada, you know what I'm talking about.
You just threatened your family. So what the fuck does that mean? I don't. What you're saying now has lost any and all effectiveness and value, because you are saying this after you threatened your family.
Talking about there. If you give a shit about anybody in your life, and you don't really have this hatred for Katie that you're claiming, get in front of this.
Oh. So if you're not even here because like you hate Katie, then you need to think of your family. And you need to do what I'm saying to do. And if you don't, well, then you should have thought about your family. That's what you're saying. Like, why do you keep bringing up family? Like this, the few minutes I listened here, like I'm listening, what, like maybe 7-9 minutes or something of this stream so far. We're only 11 minutes in. I started like 2 or 3 minutes into it. So how many times have you, all right, no, we can look this shit up here. All right, so, oh, that's nice. Okay, so one mention, of course, by them about family. That's a surprise there. Family is mentioned 17 times. 17 fucking times. 17 times in this stream. How long's the stream? An hour and 13 minutes. Hour and 13 minutes. You brought up family 17 fucking times. Sounds to me like you're thinking way too much about somebody else's family. Why is that?
I'm not saying you have to dox yourself out. I'm just saying protect your ass, because you're going to be the next one to be on the chopping block. They don't care about you. These people out here in the comment section, egging it on, all of the lies. It is I have never seen people lie to the extent that they lie, ever.
Clearly, you don't watch your own streams then.
And it's easy. And they cheer it on like, rah, rah, rah. She ain't going to get anywhere. You really think she's going to get somewhere?
You seem to think she is.
Her mental health can't handle it. And I'll be the first to say that. That's my opinion. She can't handle being called out and criticized on things that she absolutely has said and done.
I love how some people, when they stream, they describe themselves. And their attempts to describe other people, they fucking so obviously, clearly describe themselves.
Numerous times. I haven't even corrected her on thousands of lies she's told on me because it's not worth the mental energy for me and she can't handle the truth.
So yeah, I can't even bother to correct her on all the lies she told about me, but y'all just trust me, trust and believe she's told nothing but lies about me. But I'm gonna sit here and talk about how she can't handle shit with her mental health, but I can't handle my having to correct her and so many fucking lies about me because it's just too hard. But she's clearly the one who's just like unbalanced here.
True.
Okay.
That's the concern I have. Absolutely, she is hope. She absolutely is. And it's disgusting to watch. And she's not the first and she won't be the last. I have never seen people in their late 40s and 50s be so guided by hate. I don't have hate in my heart for
a couple years. You'll see it just every time you look in the mirror. You know, I mean, I don't understand this whole shit about age though. Like, I don't take any offense to people when they bring up my age. I'm proud of it. I look at it this way. All of these people, anyone who wants to bring up my age as though it's some sort of insult, joke's on them because we know none of us know what life's going to bring us. And there's a chance that they may not even make it to this age, the age I'm at. So as long as I'm alive and I'm at a number that they have yet to make it to, I'm in the lead. Go ahead. Keep pointing that out. I'm perfectly fine with that.
Vada. I can't stand her. I'll be truthful about that. I cannot stand her. But the empathy that I have in my heart, this kept me up last night. This kept me up last night because I watched her in her live spin so many lies and talk some horrible stuff about people's private stories after she just shared a private story of hers that's got major holes.
Why are you
You
fucking...
think they don't know that?
Why are you pointing out any kind of holes in anyone's private story like that? And then sitting here bitching about someone pointing out holes in someone's private story like that. Why does this light keep coming on? Now every time I look away, I'm going to see that ring again.
You think they're not aware of who you really are and all of the shit that goes on? They're using you. Flat out.
If we were using her, then I think it'd be safe to say that we're fully aware of who she is, right? Anyway, I digress. If we were using Vada, and I think Vada might be the first one to tell you this, and I'm not proud of this, but I think Vada would see myself especially in her DMs a lot more than she does. I know, see, I do care very much for Vada. I really do. And I haven't really told her this. So, and I do feel bad that I haven't been able to be an active participant in our friendship, much like she may like, and definitely much like she deserves. I don't have time for much of anyone in that regard. And I wish I did. It's difficult, especially when you're friends with someone over the internet. It's difficult to be that close and that good of friends with someone when you don't see them. You know, it's just, I think all of us can relate to that. So I feel like the priority there has to go to the people who are physically in my life, people who I can reach out and touch, you know, and with kids and with work and, you know, and a channel, like, you know, you get spread very thin. And especially when you get to be 48 years old, you get tired a lot. You need the naps, you need the sleep, you know, and I feel bad for that, but I think it's safe to say that if I were using Vada, then I would definitely prioritize the amount of time and effort I put into her. And I really should prioritize that, but for different reasons, obviously. But I just want to point that out, that Vada deserves more from us than she's getting. That's, or at least from me. I can't speak to other people. Vada deserves more from me than what she's getting. But I don't know. That's kind of proof right there. No one's using her. So
Yeah, absolutely, deep blue. But that's what I'm saying. Like, they walked her into that. She wasn't around for any of that. Neither was I. I would never have. That's disgusting. Like, and I will be 100 transparent right here. It was hard for me to sit on my hands and not say a whole lot of shit when Vada came out with all the lies. It has been so fucking hard. And I shouldn't have to either. I should have been.
why? Why was it so hard? Like, you're obviously quite used to lies being out there and being said and being spread even by your mouth. So don't sit here and try to bullshit us and say, it was so hard for me to sit on my hands and not correct these lies. You're all about the lies. Come on. I digress, though.
Defending myself, but I didn't, because other people's lives are involved in this, because she can't handle the truth. She can't handle a little criticism or being corrected on her misinformation that she continually spreads. She's on a hate campaign for people that she thinks are her friends. They're not. It's so bad. She can't handle it. And I'm asking all of you, I don't expect you to go support her, because I will never support her.
You right there.
You know that blatantly. She will never be welcome around me. She has done way too much to me and my family, and I will never forgive that. Absolutely. But please do.
See right there. So if you already have this woman just completely and totally written out from any possible future relationship, in your opinion, you just have it completely shut down. She's outcasted, whatever. You want nothing to do with her. Why are you so invested in whether or not other people have something to do with her? Why are you so intent on getting her even? Like, you're not even trying to get other people to drop her. You're trying to convince her to drop other people. Why? Why you care, boo? You got her written off by your own admission. What do you care who she writes off or not? Why do you care? Because I'll tell you, you're not here by some like nobility reason or whatever. No, you're here because you see a benefit to this. I want to know what benefit it is you're predicting.
Not encourage the continual hatred, because she can't handle it. In my opinion, she's in a worse space than Michelle was.
Ooh.
They pick these people intentionally. Look at it. Nat, Erica, Vada, all of them.
Let me tell you something. Ain't none of us brought Nat into this. We learned of Nat by her making a declaration in a lawsuit regarding Katie. That's how we all even learned of Nat's existence. So we didn't bring anyone into that. And who else did she say? Erica. We never heard of Erica until you brought her in. Till you introduced us to Erica. That's how we all learned about Erica. Now, Vada. Yeah, we learned about Vada through the community. We didn't learn about Vada through anyone else. So that's a totally different, I guess, means of introduction there. But how are we choosing and picking and weaponizing people that you bring into this community? How do we do that? How?
They all have very similar movements. And unfortunately, they all are self-admittedly unstable.
I'm curious, when did I don't really know much about Erica. Maybe she said that. I don't know, but I don't recall her ever saying that. When did Vada ever say she was unstable? And really, I need to know the context of that discussion, because I've said time and time again, even on my channel, that people want to point out how a certain YouTuber's kind of fucked up or whatever. And I say, duh. And I am a shining example of that. If we're putting ourselves out there on camera for the purpose of being viewed, for the purpose of getting your attention, then we're probably going to be a little fucked up. We have our issues. That's where I'm going to leave that as. I think we all pretty much have our issues. And yeah, so what's your point? What's your issue, nonsense?
That's the type of people they go for. Deep Blue, I get that. I just couldn't sit with it anymore. And yeah, the petty
Deep Blue, I get that.
part of me isn't.
I don't see a Deep Blue. Is there a Stonefire Blue? Maybe she changed her name. Right now, that wouldn't make sense. It's the only comment there from a Stonefire Blue, 3 through 58. What about Deep? So I wonder who she's referencing here, because whoever she's referencing, that person's either deleted themselves and their comment, or they've changed their name to something other than Deep Blue. So I wonder.
Enjoying watching her spin her circles. But the real part of me, the human being part of me, doesn't want done to her what I've had done to me. All because of some whack jobs wanted to.
I wonder if it's Perry here, because Periwinkle, that's kind of a blue, right? So I wonder if I'm looking for an association. There may very well not be an association between the two names, if there are in fact two names and the account was not deleted. But it's a possibility. So I wonder.
Prove that I was Katie Joy.
What?
And again, doxing is bullshit. I agree with it.
No, I am so sick of this shit. Like, I mean, oh my God, you keep fucking, you won't let that shit die. You're holding onto it like it's your fucking lifeline for relevancy here. Like, sure, a lot of us thought that you and Katie Joy might very well be the same person, or at least it's something like that regard. Probably because you're doing the one thing that nobody else in their right mind, in our opinion, would ever fucking do, and that's take up for Katie Joy. So we think if you're taking up for Katie Joy, there must be a reason for that. Perhaps it's because you are Katie Joy. That's why people thought what they thought. But once proof was, once it became apparent that you weren't, we all shut up about it. We all dropped it. You're the one who keeps wanting to keep that alive. Like I said, like it's your like lifeline to relevancy here or something. I don't know, but we get it. You're not Katie Joy. We moved on from that a long time ago. Maybe it's time you did too.
But you can't come out here and attempt to dox people, threaten people, do all the things that you've been doing.
No, that's reserved for just you, right? Nonsense. Yep. Or Katie Joy too.
Claiming that we set up people, framed people, and not get a response. You're insane to think that you weren't going to get a response. Brenda, it's hard. It's really hard, but the part of me that breaks, it's because I see a broken little girl.
Oh my God, it's so like, what's wrong with you, man? Why are you gonna? Oh my God, I can't think of anything more fucking insulting, condescending than that. Wow, I made that way too dark. Fuck. All I just see a broken little girl. Like, oh my God. Then you need to open up your eyes and look at Vada, okay? Because sure, you can see that she's taken her share of bumps and shit along the ride, but she's anything but broken. Like she's strong. You know, even if she were broken, she's put herself back together. Even if you still see the cracks at times, it's her, she's the glue that's holding that shit in place. It ain't you. It ain't no one else. It is her. That's all her. That's all her. And that's one of the most admirable things I find in her. And you want to sit here and you want to degrade that? You want to belittle that in her? Like, fuck you, man.
A little girl that is crying out for help, that is wanting so badly to be accepted by anybody at all. And that makes me hurt for her. Again, that ship has sailed. There will never be Becky being nice.
Well, then you're not hurting for her, boo. Because if you were, then that ship would be right here on fucking at the deck waiting for her. You're not hurting for her. Don't fucking lie to her like that. Don't lie to all of us like that.
Caring for her. No, that ship has sailed. Thank you, Deep Blue. I, however, do not watch or like watching people walk people like this into situations like this. They know they're unstable. They use these.
Oh, you apparently don't like to watch people walk shit like that because you like to be the one leading the charge, apparently. Because that's what you're trying to do. You're trying to get people who you are accusing of walking them into whatever, and you're trying to get them dropped so then you can then take leadership roles, right? You're not leading anyone. No one's being led. Like, you have some weird, twisted way of looking at shit in the world that you just think that every relationship or every scenario, every human interaction you're seeing here must have a leader and there must be followers. And then you want to tear down and take down the leaders for some reason, probably so you can try to acquire the followers yourself. That's what cult leaders do, right? Well, those who are, I guess, I don't know, just capable of being a cult leader, possibly, but.
These people intentionally. I've never seen a grown-ass man. Steve, I'm talking to you, you fucking creep. I told you no meant no. Stop contacting me months ago. And now I see you over here saying, I told this person not to contact her. Shut the fuck up. You are an old fucking creepy.
You're a creepy old man because I told you to stop contacting me months ago. And then I see you online saying, I told this person to stop contacting her. Make that make sense. Seriously, make that make sense. Oh my God. Which, I can't help but to wonder, like, why it is she talks so harshly about Steve like she does. Because I've ever listened to her man on camera, like, they kind of remind me of one another, right? I mean, her man seems perfectly fine. I'm not even saying anything disparaging about whatever. He seems like your typical nice average guy, but he kind of reminds me of Steve, right? I mean, yet here she is, fucking just always trying to stomp on Steve. I don't know. I feel like that's kind of representative of something a little more going on there. My opinion. What the fuck do I know, though, really, right? Right? No more than she does, apparently. Maybe. I don't know. Whatever.
Yes, dude, who doesn't give two shits about all these women that you're hurting. You don't give a shit. All you want to do is take Katie down because she burnt your fucking ego. You're a whack job. You heard me? You're a fucking whack job. And you using these young, influential women to do your...
Oh, thank you for calling me young. That's so nice. That's so awesome. I mean, I'm only maybe 5 years older than you, but thank you for that. It's so nice.
Fucking dirty work and do your bidding is the lowest of low. You're scum of the earth. Do you hear me, Steve? You're scum.
Steve, she's really desperate to make sure that you've heard her. Did you hear her? Did you stop what you're doing? Take time out of your day to devote the entirety of your attention to nonsense, because she desperately wants to make sure that you do that. Be sure to do that.
Complete and utter scum. To be using people like Vada and claiming that she's not lying when everybody with a fucking brain can figure out she's lying.
How so? Can you explain to me how these people with brains work? Because, I mean, if I'm lacking of this brain and I can't determine that she's lying, well, then perhaps you need to educate me. Pretend I'm that stupid. Educate me. Teach me. Show me this. Make your case. Just make a fucking case, man.
She's on every goddamn social media platform with pictures that show that that's her.
What?
You scumbag. And to see that they're falling into this whole thing of, she said it last night, I don't even hate her. I don't dislike her. Then what are you doing? It's not your fight.
Perhaps the reason that the thing that's attracting her to this content isn't hate. Perhaps it's something else. Perhaps people get attracted to all kinds of things online, not through hate, but through other emotions. Why is that so odd? I'm like, I don't know.
You know how many fights I have gotten into because they're not my fights? You. I had nothing to do with you. I blocked you.
Oh, but it sounds like it's your fight now. I wonder why that is so. I want to take a minute here and investigate this. Just discuss this. So this was a fight that was not yours to take, but for some reason you took on it. You took it on. Why? Why did you take on the fight of Steve McRae? Why? For whom? Whose fight was it that you took up for? That's what I want to know. Because you, like you just said, you weren't even my fight, but you took it anyway. Who did you take it up for? Who? Was it Unirock? Was it Katie? Because those are about the only two people who were involved in this community who had the big fucking boner fights with Steve McRae. So which one of those two, whose fight did you take up for? Huh? That's what I want to know. And I also want to know, of all the people that they've been fighting, those two have fought with, why is it the fight with Steve McRae that you decided to take on? I'm thinking because you did kind of sense something personal in that whole Steve McRae thing. And, well, I mean, anyone who's watched You and Your Man on video can kind of see the similarities there, right? I don't know. I really feel like that this is some like Freudian fucking slip or something going on here. Only instead of a mother, it's the husband. Just saying. My opinion.
You wanted nothing to do with you. You weren't a part of anything. You're still not a part of anything. Besides they set somebody up and framed somebody. That'll never happen. And nobody's done that to you. But they're gonna start confronting your lies. And that's a scary spot because you're not.
They're gonna start confronting your lies, Steve. They're gonna start. Oh my God. Like, where have you been the fucking past 5 years, man? People have been confronting him about all kinds of things. But you know what? I've yet to see any fucking lie. I mean, there have been things that Steve, I think, has forgotten that he said or done. Whatever, man. We especially with the amount of time any one of us spend on social media, we can't possibly remember anything, or everything. But though even those things were like few and far between or whatever. But in anything and everything I've ever seen presented toward me, the intent of lying was never shown. If anything was shown at all. So.
Not going to be able to handle that backlash. And at the end of the day, your mental peace should be more important to you than approval from some fucking whack jobs on the internet. Your family should be more important to you.
Here we go with family again.
You hear me, Vada?
How about you just shut the fuck up about other people's families? Because I'm seriously starting to get worried now for Vada's family. Because you won't fucking shut up about them. Why? Like, you want to sit here and talk about how leave families alone, leave families out of it. Don't come after my kids, which no one did, mind you, but whatever. But you want to keep spouting that fucking message. Then perhaps you should exhibit what it is you spout. Be the change you wish to see. Stop fucking including people's families.
Your family should be more important to you, Vada. Stop lying. Get in front of this shit. Stop it.
In front of
you
what?
Can rally back from this shit. We've seen it done. We've seen that girl do some really low down stuff.
What is it she needs to be rallied back? Has she succeeded in anything? Do you see success in her future here with anything she said or done? I'm curious. Why are you so desperate to see her dial anything back and get in front of shit? It seems to me like someone did something to strike a chord here, like a very big one too, possibly. I don't know. Shit. You got me wondering if Vada's going to be successful in fucking taking down Katie or something. Like, I don't think that that's what Vada's trying to do. I could be wrong, but I don't think that's what she's trying to do. But it really sounds like you are making a case for which people to believe that she might actually succeed here. Why is that?
And she rallied back. It's not impossible. But until you get honest with yourself and really start figuring out that you're not ahead of this game, these people don't give a shit about you. And they're so disgusting that they're willing to sit here and cheer you on because guess what? They have had no success because they have nothing. They have petty fucking drama over the internet. At the end of the day, what is this worth?
So what does Vada have? You say that like with our attempts were spawned from a place of nowhere but petty nowhere else but petty fucking drama. That's all we had. You say that insinuating that Vada has something more, something else other than just petty fucking drama. So what is it that Vada has? What is it you are accrediting Vada with having, with depicting, with showing? Because you're pointing out the differences here. How Vada has something we don't, almost. I'm curious what it is that is. I mean, don't get me wrong. I don't know if that's what you mean to be showing or explaining here. I have a feeling that that's kind of revealing something that you're not ready to reveal, but that you should know that that's been revealed. So what is that? Spill the tea, girl.
What is it worth to you? Because if you keep pushing, they're going to push back. That's what I found out the hard way. The more I pushed, the more I talked about it out front, the more I let you guys know what was going on, the more they would cheer. They relish in people.
You mean the more you accused? You weren't just simply revealing, like talking about these horrible things that you were experiencing. You were pointing your finger at those you deemed responsible for doing these things. That's what we were responding to. Get it right. The more I accused people, the more they came at me and told me I was full of shit. Oh my God, yeah, where are the assholes there? I mean, what the fuck?
Being fucked up. They relish in getting off on this shit. They enjoy every bit of it. All because of their hatred of one fucking person.
You hear that though? They whenever I shared what I was experiencing, I pointed the finger at them. They got off. They got way too excited about calling me a liar. That's what they did. The nerve of them. Yeah, you're such a fucking victim here. Nonsense, really. Come on. Although I find it kind of complimentary though, that you deem that we're capable of making you such a victim. I mean, you're putting all kinds of power onto us that we don't really deserve and we definitely don't have. But thank you, though, for showing how it is you view us as all powerful. Thank you.
Who I frankly can't stand either. You can think I'm wrong all you want. You can fire up the lives and cuss me out. You won't get a reaction. You're all pieces of shit.
What the fuck is this? This is a big fat fucking reaction. That's all you do is react. That's all you do. Well, lie. You run with your emotions. That's all you do. Like, there's nothing behind any of your claims or anything except for your emotions. Like, you need to get those things under control somewhat, okay? Because you really are opening yourself up to a lot of bullshit here. If any one of us had pockets deep enough in which to enact it, which we don't. We really don't. And I'll be honest, I don't care to, because free speech matters to me. But yeah.
You're all pieces of shit to do this to a girl. A young girl in her early 30s. You're a piece.
A young girl in her early 30s. Fuck you. Oh my God. Oh my God. Look, I get it. Yeah, that is, compared to your age, that is definitely young. I get that. I say that knowing I'm like 5 years older than you. So yeah, I get that. I too find myself looking at Vada sometimes thinking, she doesn't get it yet. She doesn't get it yet. Okay. And that's okay. She doesn't have to. She's 30 years. She's in her early 30s, whatever. And yeah, a part of me wants to just sit there and try to explain it to her. But I know after having 3 kids, the youngest of which is 19, the oldest of which is 28, almost Vada's age, I know that any attempt I try to make to try to tell them exactly how the world works, they're just going to look at me glazed over and just get annoyed. And I'm going to come off sounding patronizing and condescending. I get it. So when it comes to some things, I choose not to do that. I learned the lesson. They'll figure it out. And, maybe sometimes we all need to learn certain lessons in life. So long as it's not a lesson that's going to actually cause like real harm or something that they can't come back from. No, then I'm going to intervene. But the same thing goes for Vada. She's not naive. She's young, but she's not young. Like, she's a full-grown adult, and I credit her with as much. She's just not a mature adult yet, like I am, or like you are. And there's only one way in which to really reach that maturity, and that is to live life. So, yeah. But You're right. She is young. She's definitely young in the sense, especially by comparison to us. But she's not little. Stop calling her that. Fucking stop calling her that. Which I know it's a little difficult to do that sometimes because I look at her and shit and I still think that she looks like she's like 23 years old. I'll be honest. And that's not little either. It's more little than 30 something though. But I have to stop myself sometimes. But you have to credit her for being who she is. And that's not a little girl.
Piece of shit to walk her into these spots because of your obsessive hatred for somebody else. It is disgusting. And again, let me say this clearly. I don't like Vada.
You're right. You're absolutely right. It is so disgusting to like persuade anyone to do or to think anything because we dislike something. No, instead, that should be reserved for you because that's what you're trying to do here. You're trying to manipulate and persuade this little girl here, okay, into taking on your fights, much like you take on other people's fights, rather than working for those that you are fighting with, right? And no, it's only justified for you. We get it. Even though that's not what's happening here. But we get it. We get where you stand though.
I will never mess with Vada. I will never be around people that condone that type of shit.
But goddamn
here's
it,
the
Vada,
difference.
she will never fuck with you. She wants nothing to do with you. You are beneath her. But goddamn it, you better drop what you're fucking doing and do as she says. I mean, I don't even know if this is still comical at this point. I'm still laughing at it, but I can see others may have stopped laughing a while ago.
My friends out here actually give a fuck about you. They give a fuck about me. They give a fuck about me. And any time that I was to say, listen, I'm going to say this, do this. If it was something that would continue, no, they would, trust me, they lay it on me. Because that's what friends do. These aren't your friends, Vada. These are people who are.
If anyone was really and truly your friend, nonsense, they wouldn't support you demeaning anyone else like this. They can still support you as a person, but they wouldn't support the activity. They wouldn't be sitting here in chat cheering you on. Because they would want better for you if they were truly your friend. And I say that not because you're coming at someone. It's the manner in which you're coming at her. That's what I'm talking about.
Are using you for content and for their hate campaign against Katie, whether it's right, wrong, indifferent, I don't care. You have done and said some horrible things to her too. But after you opened up and told your story to come back and say the things that you did the other night and do the things that you did, but then last night you're saying that you don't even have a problem with her, could have fooled me. Could have fooled me.
Well, it ain't about you.
And you cannot handle people poking lies on your story. You can't. That's why I won't do it. That's why I've never engaged with you, because you can't handle the back and forth.
What you? Oh my God, you're so full of shit. You don't engage with her because you can't handle the back and forth. Because you can't. Because you have made repeated attempts to poke holes in anything and everything Vada has done. You have come out and called her a liar. In the stream alone, how many times have you called her a liar? You've talked about her family 17 fucking times in this stream. So don't sit here and say that you don't want the back and forth, or she doesn't want the back and forth with you, and you're concerned about her and you don't want to do that to her when that's all you're doing. Only you're not giving her the respect or the opportunity to talk back to you. You are keeping yourself protected from any kind of confrontation from her. You're not protecting her because you're still hurling that shit out there to land upon her ears. You got no problem with that. What you don't want to have to face with, what you don't want to deal with, is having to face her upon you saying these things. Don't sit here and act like you're doing shit for her. This is all about you and you protecting your fucking image here. You're protecting your delicate sensibilities. You can't handle confrontation. And the thing is, it's not even really confrontation. It's just direct conversation. You can't handle having your words disputed in real time. Like, you can't handle it, period. But in real time, you can't, it's like you can't even find the ability to speak. You can't find a way to put together sentences, or let alone a coherent thought, and then to convey it and then to make an argument. You are like incapable of doing that, it seems. And it seems like you realize this. So it's not her you're protecting here. Let's be honest.
Absolutely cause mental anguish, and I will never do that. I won't. So you lucked out with me. You lucked out because I will not go back and forth with you. I won't entertain your bullshit because it's not even your bullshit, is it, Vada? At the end of the day, this isn't about you, Vada. This is about their hatred for a person that you happen to want to fit into a group of.
You realize that in literally one breath, you said, I will not do this. Then the very next breath, you do it. You see that, don't you? So this is, again, okay, I say this all the time. You can pretty much tell someone's intent because they show it to you every time. They will tell you one thing, but their actions show another. It's like someone saying, no, I really want to stay and be here. And like they got one foot out the door almost, okay? Their words are saying one thing, but their body language and shit, their acts, their physical acts are painting the truth, are telling you the real picture. So people can very easily speak against their own interests. And they will often so do this to conceal their true interests. But the actions they take, actions they make, the decisions they make will always reflect their real interests. And that's what you do. Your words, I don't want to do this to you. I don't want to do this to you. And then you go right into your next breath doing exactly that. Your actions are showing your true intent.
Is that really the group you want to fit into? Really? Yeah, Perry. Hey, good morning, y'all. I'm on a tangent this morning, but this shit pisses me off. Yep, Miss Leah, 100%. The people that are actually concerned about you will tell you when you're wrong. They will stand up and say, enough's enough. Now, I don't think you should have to dox yourself, but it's out there.
That's where who are we? We're not her mom. Why would we sit here and say you're wrong? No, what we will say is, I don't think that's a good idea. And then we explain why. That's what friends do, because we're not here to tell her what to do. We're not the deciding factor in her life. We're not her. She's going to make her own decisions, and we have to love and respect her to do that. It's like we want that too. We want people to love and respect us enough to let us make our own decisions and to still be there for us and with us should those decisions prove to be wrong. Okay? But by all means, give your input. Explain to us, tell me, tell her, like we're telling her at times, we don't think this is a good idea because this is why. And we give it from our point of view, through our experience, the things that we have learned and where and why we land on this conclusion. That's what I want for my friends. But then I want the freedom to decide for myself. So I find it interesting, though, that you have friendships where people come around and tell you, no, you can't do that. No, that's wrong. Rather than respect you enough to trust that you're your own person and they love you no matter what. Yeah. No, I love that for you. Who am I kidding?
Friends have half of your friends have confirmed it's you. Half of them are doubling down saying it's not. So first of all, you should probably all get on the same page and go with one story. That's my first suggestion. But secondly, Vada, the biggest thing you say, you don't have anything to hide, then be honest with yourself. Be honest with yourself and everybody else, because the further this gets, it's going to get worse. And trust me, I've been on the receiving end of your guys' bullshit for a fucking year because you thought I was Katie Joy, because you guys are a bunch of ignorant fools.
What are you talking about?
If you ever hear anything I've said to you, this is the time to listen.
We really don't.
Because you cannot handle the backlash that's going to come. Do you deserve to be exposed? That's up for anybody to decide on their own. I can't decide that. I won't do it because you're not stable enough to handle the criticism. Because,
well, if you don't think she's stable enough to handle the criticism, then why aren't you trying to stop the exposure, this alleged exposure that you want people to believe is coming? I mean, that's how that paints to me. When in actuality, we know that there is no exposure coming, at least not to your knowledge anyways. You know, I mean, because anytime you talk like this, there never is. There's always a huge letdown. There's always like, you always fall short. Like, and not even short, you just fall nothing. You don't even like show up with some. You just don't show up at all. I mean, it's like, no, that wouldn't be a good joke. I won't do that.
I would blow huge major holes in situations.
Oh, my lipstick.
Yeah. Hope, it's really sad. It's really sad. And I don't even like Katie, but it's still not okay. Like, she's done things too that I will never condone, but she did not solely set this whole Marvin thing up. And that is their hill that they're willing to die on. However, legally in a court, it's just never going to play out to that. So
What the fuck was that?
really sad. It's really sad. And I don't even like Katie, but it's still not okay. Like, she's done things too that I will never condone, but she did not solely set this whole Marvin thing up. And that is their hill that they're willing to die on. However, legally in a court, it's just never going to play out to that. So
What court? What are you talking about? Legally in court. What the fuck does Marvin and Katie have to do with any court legalities that could possibly be? Why are you even thinking that? Why is this a concern for you to state an opinion on? What are you talking about? And okay, and what, Katie did not solely set this thing up. I don't even know what that means really, but I'm going to conclude that I think you mean like the shit that she said about Marvin and Dre. Like the accusations Katie made in the beginning. No, you're right. She didn't solely set that up. No, really, you want to look at the timeline of events here. That would be you. You were the first person to post anything publicly suggesting that Dre was responsible for the condition her husband was in at that time. That would be you, boo. That would be you. Shortly thereafter, sure, Katie and Molly came along and they took it up too. Sure. But nah, you want to point the finger at just one person. Well, then you got to point the finger at the first person. That person be you.
they're fighting a battle that's never going to be won on that. And using Vada to fight this, they are setting her up for failure. Complete.
If you're trying to say that anyone's using Vada in this battle, I got news for you, hon. Vada's been the one leading the charge in most of this, and I say that in a way that gives her all the accolades. Okay, I've been in awe of the things of the right ways she's gone about this, how she's taken charge of this situation, how she's made the efforts needed and necessary in which to obtain the answers and the friendship and the trust of those involved. So that wasn't us. That wasn't Molly. That wasn't me. That wasn't anyone else. That was Vada. Like, she deserves all the credit here. And that's just the way it is. I mean, I turned to her lead on this.
Failure. Oh, Helen, it's a lot. It's a fucking lot. It's a lot. The things I've heard out of her mouth recently and the lies that have been told to cover up other lies, and the threats and the shakiness in her voice. She knows she's lying. So does everybody else. I mean, but they don't care. They don't care. They're like, yeah, go her. She's the next victim. Guess who walked her into being?
Are you saying that the determining factor on you deciding whether or not something Vada is saying is bullshit or not is by whether or not her voice is shaking while she's talking into a camera all by herself on a live stream? Wow. If only this were a fact-finding tactic that law enforcement can use. You fucking idiot.
The victim. Her friends. She did a live the other night, Helen, calling out Katie, claiming that our report was false and said some extremely disgusting things after Katie doxed her. I get she's angry, but that was the worst.
I'm going to pause this for a second because I got to shake the shit out of this lip gloss. And it's going to you're going to hear click, 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 click. Okay. I look really pasty. I'm really not that white. I mean, I look at myself in the actual light, and I'm not that. I don't know why it looks like that. I think because I don't have any background lights here or whatever adding to this. I don't have the light switch over here either. Fuck. So I guess I don't get any. Oh, and I unplugged that, didn't I? Damn it. Shit. Oh, well. Tough shit. Try a different one. Maybe that's a little better. Yeah, whatever. I don't care.
Worst thing you could have ever done, because she had just opened up and told her story. And people know she's lying about her identity and all of the things, and they keep coming up with the most insane lies to cover stuff. And it's getting worse. It's amping up. Shit's going to get worse. It's never going to turn out well. It's not.
You know,
It's just not. It's not going to.
I don't think anyone really gives a shit what Vada's done, but especially like you're accusing her of lying, saying that this isn't her, that the accusations that were made about her like stealing or some shit like that. Who the fuck cares? Like, and the two things I read about or whatever, each time was like under $500, you know? So I don't, who the fuck cares? Who cares? I guarantee you that any one of these content creators, if you were to look into their past, you'd find something probably along that lines. It was maybe an other shit, maybe even like a drug arrest or something or whatever. Who the fuck cares? Maybe even assault because they got in a bar fight or something before. Who the fuck cares? Who cares? Who cares? Nobody cares. You know, I feel like the only people who really care are the ones who have even worse than that in their past. So,
Be a good situation for any of them. And all for a couple people who can't get over their fucking hatred of one person. Blake Screen, there's probably no reason I've been with her. You know that as well as I do. But I also see the bigger picture here. And the people that are around her are absolutely willing to continue to push her into these lies. She doesn't have a battle with any of these people. She's never had like the back and forth that she wanted with me was never about me. It was.
nah, boo, it was all about you. I guarantee you, it was all about you. The things you said, the things you did. Like, yo, come on, man, take some credit here. You want to put this credit of that attention you got onto someone else or something else? Well, you want to just hand that over to something else? You want to really come off as that ineffective? Is that what you want? Come on now.
Because Steve and EKC got slapped in the face when they couldn't prove I was fucking Katie. And that was a huge slap to them. Then Molly and those guys doxed me.
Dude, we don't care. We don't care. Like, we barely even said that. I barely even said that I thought you were Katie. It wasn't a big deal. It was only a big deal if it were true. Oh my God, you think that we're all bent out of shape over here because we couldn't prove you were Katie? What the fuck? What does that even matter? Okay, let's say that we could prove that you were Katie. What would we have gotten out of that? What would have been the payoff? What is it that we are so fucking angered about being shorted out of by not being able to prove this? What did we lose, really? See, this doesn't even make sense, man. Like, don't you think about things?
I didn't have anything to hide, and that was a slap in the face.
Oh, I
so
think
she's
you guys
been
should
fighting
hide.
battles for other people the entire time. She doesn't even have a past with any of these people, none of them. So even though she is very unreasonable, I know what they're walking her into. I know a lot more than I want to know.
What past do you have? Sorry, I gotta let this dry, so I'm gonna look like I'm an idiot here. What past do you have with any of these people? What past do you have with anyone here? What past did you have with Dre, with Katie, with Steve, with myself, with Vada? You've had zero past, but here you are, all up in our shit, aren't you? Like, we didn't even ask for you. We didn't seek you out. You've been seeking us out. But you don't have any past here. What's your business here? State your purpose. State your fucking purpose. Really. But you want to jump all up in here, and you're trying to do what Katie does. You're trying to Like just worm yourself right up in the middle of a situation so you can then drop a grenade and just have it blow shit all the way the fuck up. And then while everyone else is gone and out of the picture, you want to hurry up and run back in like a scavenger, pick up all the pieces you can find and put it back together and tell a story the way you want it to be told. Mostly, usually to present yourself as some sort of victor or savior or whatever for the voiceless who are now scattered all about because of the grenade you dropped. Only it wasn't a grenade you dropped. That's it. That's what it looks like you're trying to do here. But I don't know. I don't see any grenade being dropped. I don't see you being capable of blowing shit up in a grenade-like fashion, no matter how hard you try.
And at the end of the day, I don't want anybody to go through some of the shit that I've been through. And you guys don't know even a quarter of it.
And you never will, because I'll never tell you, because I'm making the whole thing up as I go. Huh, nice. I gotta let this dry.
Because they get off on that. They get off on the excitement of watching people go through hell. And especially kids.
What?
Especially kids. If you get what I'm saying here.
No. I don't get what you're saying there. You need to come out and say what the fuck you're saying. What are you trying to say? Why are you bringing kids into this now? What is your problem? Oh my, you're like just so fucking disgusting, dude. Oh my God.
To watch people suffer. They love to watch people get upset. They love the insanity.
That's why you're the one up here talking about her family and now bringing kids into it. Because, yeah, okay.
All because of their hatred of one fucking person. It's really disturbing.
They got their Christmas out.
Ew, that looks
It's
disgusting.
green apple soft top with
Huge can of worms.
Something.
And blank screen, you know how hard it is for me. Like this is hard for me. This is really hard for me because all the lies she's told on me have been extensive and egregious. She tried to dox Burnt Toast over getting called out about lying about art. If you can't handle the backlash of getting called out about stupid lies like that, you think she's going to be able to handle when they actually touch her real life? Because again, it takes 2 minutes to vet that information is true. I'm not saying she deserves a pass for anything she's done to anybody because she has done horrible shit to a lot of us. Me, probably one of the worst.
Hardly.
Jesus Christ.
I don't know why.
No,
Put the card in.
wait.
Marcy, that whole
Anything you've had done to you, you've done yourself. I don't know what to tell you there. You really have. Like, you can't credit anyone else for that shit. Nobody else is that stupid.
shit is their lies that they have still concocted in their heads are irrational. They're not logical. These people are not stable, in my opinion. But the sad part about it is whether you do me wrong over and over again, I still don't want the same to come to you. Whether you fuck with me and you might deserve it. She might deserve every little bit of what she's going to get. She might. But it still doesn't mean that I'm okay with watching people who claim they're her friends continually walk her right into the spot. Look what they did with Erica. For those of you that don't remember, do you remember the whole RO thing that they were bragging about Erica having? And then the next thing you know, when Erica was not needed anymore and they could prove that we were all telling the truth, they got rid of her. And now there's a playlist on channels about crazy Erica.
Okay, as much as I would love to sit here and keep doing this, looks like the things I was talking about, I was thinking I was going to be doing tonight are getting moved up a little bit time-wise. And I miss being on the channel more and I miss streaming more, but I have to say I'm rather enjoying participating in life a little bit more too, because I didn't participate as much as I used to these past few years. And this is changing a little bit, but I will be back. I will try and stream later for real. In the meantime, I'm just going to go ahead and publish this. So, because I think that there's a lot of important things that need to be called to attention here about nonsense. Fucking moon. All right. Bye, everyone. Thanks for being here. And I will see you. Where's my shit? Bye.